Hello everyone.
Bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour, très bien. So you can hear me, you can see me now. Great.
Yes. Perfectly, perfect. How are
Yeah,
you doing this morning? How are you feeling about the event?
I'm fine. I'm very happy to be with you. Apologize, I had internet trouble connection.
No,
One
no problem.
issues that we will work on very hard in the
Yeah,
Pan-African Foundation.
yes.
So
So, everybody, I would like to give a very warm welcome and just want to say hello, good morning. You look great. You look fantastic to Wiam Fahim, who is our Pan African Tech North Africa Hub lead. She is essentially in charge of all the operations that we are doing in North Africa. And she's just going to welcome us today and share with us, of course, the vision and in the
thank you, Lorraine. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Hussein, for your brilliant presentation. And merci, Nassim, pour ton témoignage. I will switch to French because, as you know, we have a francophone audience as we are in. Bienvenue à toutes et à tous pour ce deuxième événement de la Pan-African Tech Foundation. Le premier s'est tenu en Afrique du Sud sous le thème Leave No African Behind, qui témoigne de l'engagement de notre fondation de l'Afrique, que l'Afrique doit être au service de tous ses enfants. Je suis très heureuse que ce second bootcamp se déroule en Afrique du Nord, le hub que je représente aujourd'hui. Je suis cofondatrice de la société de WLS, une entreprise technologique spécialisée dans la valorisation du capital client, une entreprise dont la vision est profondément africaine. Nous nous sommes dès le premier jour intéressés au continent africain dans sa globalité. À travers notre projet Tookies, qui est à 100% africain, qui est fait par et pour l'Afrique, nous avons un objectif, celui de fructifier les échanges dans notre continent. Le slogan de Tookies, d'ailleurs, c'est l'Afrique vers sa prochaine vibration. Pour ce projet, nous sommes appuyés sur la technologie de la blockchain pour toutes les raisons que Hussein a évoquées dans sa présentation. C'est pour cette raison que je me suis retrouvée parfaitement dans la Pan-African Tech Foundation, dont l'objectif est d'encourager les technologies émergentes, de les démystifier dans notre continent. Oui, notre continent, parce qu'on a tendance à l'oublier. Au Maghreb, en Afrique du Nord, on oublie qu'on est africain, que nous sommes profondément africains et nous nous tournons souvent vers l'Occident. À la Pan-African Tech Foundation, nous ne voulons plus considérer l'Afrique comme un sous-continent. L'Afrique regorge de richesses, dont la plus importante est sa jeunesse. Une jeunesse délaissée, inexploitée, qui a besoin d'un coup de pouce pour être encouragée à aller de l'avant. Les technologies émergentes et l'entrepreneuriat sont des réponses extraordinaires au chômage et au désespoir. Concrètement, nous voulons, à travers notre fondation, mettre l'accent sur l'éducation, encourager l'esprit d'entrepreneuriat, les solutions technologiques africaines, la transformation numérique dans les secteurs publics et privés, rendre les données, les équipements, les réseaux accessibles et abordables, promouvoir la technologie auprès des femmes, de tout âge et combattre le sexisme dans ce domaine. S'engager avec les arts, la culture et le patrimoine. La Pan-African Tech Foundation explorera l'impact de la technologie sur les arts, la culture et le patrimoine. Avec le bootcamp d'aujourd'hui, qui est la première initiative, on va dire, de notre hub Afrique du Nord, de la Pan-African Tech Foundation, on va ouvrir le bal à plusieurs autres initiatives. Nous voulons, dans un premier temps, et à travers ce bootcamp, faire découvrir les mondes de l'entrepreneuriat et des nouvelles technologies à notre jeunesse, puis les accompagner par la suite à explorer ces deux mondes afin de réaliser des projets innovants et disruptifs. Notre jeunesse africaine est belle, intelligente, elle bouillonne de superbes idées. Il suffit de l'accompagner et d'apporter un mindset, des outils frugaux et faciles à déployer, plug and play, sans négliger la spécificité culturelle et économique de nos pays. Notre leitmotiv, arrêter de parler et agir. Le thème d'aujourd'hui, mes amis, et l'entrepreneuriat à l'ère de la transformation digitale. Il sera étayé autour d'un programme riche et complémentaire qui va dans le sens que j'ai évoqué précédemment, rendre les technologies émergentes et l'entrepreneuriat accessibles à tous. Nos intervenants, vous en avez vu deux déjà, sont des dirigeants, des entrepreneurs opérant en Afrique du Nord, en Égypte, au Maroc, en Algérie, en Tunisie et au Soudan. Donc, je remercie toute l'équipe de la Pan-African Tech Foundation, à commencer par sa fondatrice Hélène, la gestionnaire des hubs Lorraine, et aussi tous les représentants des pays, Loubna Lahmessi en Algérie, Mounia Derbeltrissi en Tunisie, Hussein Hashish en Égypte et Ziad Bouchra au Soudan. Je vous demande de rester connectés. N'hésitez pas à poser des questions en français, en anglais, c'est du freestyle, et intervenir dans le chat. Nous voulons que cette journée soit riche en interactions. Excellent bootcamp. Merci à toutes et à tous.
Merci, William. I think everybody is quite happy to hear from you. I also see Khaoula, she's saying bravo. Merci à vous. So they are all quite glad that you have welcomed them and shared with them your vision for the hub. So I'm going to let you go now and invite onto the stage Khaoula, who is going to be sharing with us on artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Just a reminder to everybody, kindly share on your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, share a screenshot, share anything that you are learning rather from the hashtag PATF North Africa. Tag us on all the socials. So now I'm going to be inviting onto the stage Khaoula, who is going to be sharing with us on artificial intelligence.
Hello, Lorraine. Hello, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also fantastic. You look good. You sound very energetic, and I love that for us.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So before we kick off, you'll be training us today on artificial intelligence. I thought that it would be great for you to just let us know 2 things about you that are, interesting to know, aside from what we can read in your bio, so that we can get to know you just a little bit better.
Okay, 2 things aside from the bio. I am a person who is passionate by chatbots, not just for work. And I will tell you a funny story. How I get into loving chatbots was actually when I was in university. I used to make small chatbots that know things about my friends. And I told them, talk to this person.
Okay.
They know a lot about you. And the chatbot starts telling them some secrets that only I and them know. And they were really, every time they were shocked. And who is this person? How come they know this about me? And at the end, I'd be like, oh, it's just a chatbot. So that's like the story how I got into loving chatbots and starting a business in making smart assistants and conversational artificial intelligence solutions for businesses.
Yeah, that's why you then went on and founded the Bots Factory, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'm going to be leaving you to it now as you train us essentially on artificial intelligence, just everything from the beginning to, giving us live use cases of where we see AI applied in our world today. Similar, of course, to the chatbots that you had been working on now. So you can kindly go ahead and share your screen and I will excuse myself. So remember to write your questions in the chat. Even if you write your question in French, we will be more than happy to take your question and answer it, of course. So over to you, Khaoula.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome.
So as I said, as Boots Factory, we build conversational AI solutions. That means we help enterprises solve problems using AI-powered chatbots and smart voice assistants. Today, I will talk to you about artificial intelligence, not only the field that our company is specialized in. So, most of the times, actually, when we hear talking about artificial intelligence, what comes to our mind is the fantasies that are created by books and Hollywood movies, that one day robots are going to conquer the world and they are going to control human beings. But honestly, that is not the truth. We're still so far away from that, if that's going to happen one day. Actually, we interact with artificial intelligence every day. So if you've ever wondered how Google search can predict the words that you are going to type before you type in them, or for example, the suggestions that we have on Netflix movies, programs, and also when we are shopping on websites like Amazon, the recommendations of products that are displayed to us, all of these actually use artificial intelligence. But to define what is actually artificial intelligence, I'm going to show you this picture. We, humans, when we see this picture, we instantly know that this is Albert Einstein. How? Because our brains does all its operations based on some characteristics like the hair shape and color, the facial features, maybe the space between the eyes, the shape of the nose. It does all of this to tell us at the end that this is Albert Einstein. So AI actually is making computers do the same operations as the human being's brains to know that the person in the picture is Albert Einstein. So to sum up, artificial intelligence is the process of making a machine think like a human does, thus creating intelligent machines that can use reasoning, learn, and solve problems. Surprisingly, artificial intelligence is not a new technology. The term AI was actually firstly coined back in 1956 by John McCarthy, as he defined AI as the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. But how does AI actually works? In order to understand that, one needs to deep dive into the various subdomains of artificial intelligence and understand how those domains could be applied into the various fields of the industry. So I'll try to put on here all the subdomains of AI, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, natural language processing, computer vision, and cognitive computing. And I will try to go through each one of them, explain it, in order to get rid of the misconception that mostly is common between a lot of people, because a lot think that AI is machine learning or machine learning is deep learning, whereas it is absolutely different. Because machine learning actually is a subfield of artificial intelligence, and it teaches a machine how to make inferences and decisions based on past experiences. It actually identifies patterns, analyzes past data to infer the meaning of these data points to reach a possible conclusion without having to involve human experience. So actually this automation reach conclusions by just evaluating data, and saves human time, of course, for businesses and helps them make a better decision. Whereas deep learning is actually a technique of machine learning. It teaches machines to process inputs through layers in order to classify, infer, and predict the outcome. Moving now to neural networks. Neural networks is other thing. They actually work on the similar principles of human neural cells. They are a series of algorithms that captures the relationship between various underlying variables and process the data as a human brain does. So it's the same as the neural cells that we have in our brains. Now talking about natural language processing. Natural language processing is actually the science of understanding messages of human beings in the natural language. So the machine will interpret a language, whether it's structured or unstructured, and understand the intents of the user from the message he says. So once the machine understands what the user is saying or what the user intends to communicate, it will respond accordingly. And actually, the natural language processing is one of the field of AI that we use mostly in making our smart chatbots and voice assistants, smart voice assistants. Because what we do is we get the message of the users from any communication channel, whether it's social media like Messenger on Facebook or WhatsApp, Slack, or website, mobile application, any channel that the user can use to communicate with a certain business. Using NLP, we can process his message, understand it, and give him an answer or execute a task that he wants immediately and instantly. So using this technology, we actually save a lot of time for businesses, as there are many tasks that were done by human beings before. Now they are done by chatbots, and humans are focusing their brains and energy on tasks with added value. Tasks that cannot be done by chatbots or smart assistants. Now moving to computer vision. Computer vision algorithms actually are the subfield of AI that will be able to make a machine recognize Albert Einstein is the picture. So how it happens, it actually tries to understand an image by breaking it down and studying different parts of the objects in the image. So this helps the machine classifies and learn from a set of images. I always give the example of a little baby. When we try to teach him about things, for example, fruits, we'll bring an apple and tell him, this is an apple. A red apple, for example, and then we'll bring a green one. This is also an apple. We can do the same things for other fruits. So it's almost the same for machines, as we give the machines a lot of images to tell it this is the image of an apple. These are images of a banana. And then with time, she will learn all of these images. And once, if we give her, for example, the image of an orange, it will automatically use all the data that she learned from to predict and tell us that this is the image of an orange. Now talking about cognitive computing. Cognitive computing actually are algorithms that try to mimic a human brain by analyzing text, speech, images, objects in a manner that a human does. And it tries to give a desired outputs. Now, after talking about how AI actually works, I will move on to talk about the types of artificial intelligence, as there are 3 types. The first one is the artificial neural intelligence, and is specialized in only one area, solves only one problem. Actually, these AI systems are designed to solve, of course, only one problem, and would be able to execute only one single task. I will, for example, I will give an example of a weather forecasting assistant, for example. If you ask an assistant that predicts weather about the weather tomorrow in California, of course it will tell you the weather. But if you ask her to do something else, like what time is it in California, it wouldn't know how to answer, because it was only programmed to do only one thing: understand your messages that has the intent of asking about the weather in a certain place in the world, and accessing some databases or APIs to give you that right answer. There is the second type, which is the artificial general intelligence, and this type actually is defined as AI which has a human level of cognitive function across a wide variety of domains, such as language processing, image processing, and computational functioning and reasoning, and so on. I would here give an example of an existing solution that most of us probably know, but I will add to it some, well, I will give the example of the smart assistants that we have in our phones. For example, Siri or Google Assistant. These kind of assistants can understand the natural language of humans. So when we tell them to do something, play music or search for a certain thing, they will understand the message and they will do all the research and give us an answer, read it to us in a human voice. So what happens here is a series of techniques of artificial intelligence. The first one is when we say the message in voice, there is something that happens that we call speech to text. So the speech get transcribed into text, and then the text we use natural language processing to understand the intents and extract the entities of the text. What I mean by intent is the general intention of the user from his message. So if I ask, where is the weather tomorrow in California, United States? The intention here, of course, is asking about weather. But then there are entities necessary for giving the answer to the user. For example, the place. California, want to know how the weather is in California, and the time, for example, tomorrow. So we have these two, we extract these two entities in order for the AI to do the search needed to give us the right answer. But I'm gonna give other examples that if they were included to the Siri or Google Assistants, that will make it an artificial general intelligence. So for example, if we can just take a picture, Alexa has a camera, for example, it sees something and it tells us information about that thing. In this case, it would have computer vision technology, and we can consider it to be an artificial general intelligence. Moving now to the last type, which is artificial super intelligence. And these systems actually would be able to surpass all human capabilities. And this would be the ones that will conquer the world. Well, though I think that would never happen, it's just in the imagination of movies and books. So this would include actually decision making, taking rational decisions, and even include things like making better art and building emotional relationships. We are on the way, but not one day I think that AI is gonna conquer the world. But if that would be the case, I think I will be conquered first for what I'm seeing right now. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the applications of artificial intelligence in different sectors of business. Of course, AI is used today in very large sectors, types of sectors. Just talking one field, actually, what we do, conversational AI, we actually used it so far to help businesses solve many problems in different sectors. I'm talking about financial services, agriculture, transportation, e-commerce, really many fields. So even for all the other sub divisions of AI, they are used in many fields. So we have included some like healthcare, agriculture, education, financial services, e-commerce, and human resources. I'm gonna go through each one of them just to give some examples of how AI is used in each one. Starting by healthcare. Today, AI is used in support in clinical decisions as they use actually the assistance of natural language processing to make it more convenient to narrow down the information about reports of a certain patient. Because actually AI, it holds the ability to store and process large data sets, so it makes it easy actually for doctors to examine and recommend and make personalized recommendations individually for each patient. Also, it's in the healthcare sector, there is the usage in enhancing primary care and triage through chatbots. Chatbots actually are a very big, they have a very big importance in the healthcare sector, and I'm gonna talk about how they can save money and avoid trips to the doctors. A lot of people take first the, how do we call that? Appointments. I only have the word in French, rendezvous. They have they take appointments with doctors. They can do that through chatbots easily and instantly. And also, when they want to make follow-ups on their patient reports, or they want to know certain information without having to make trips to hospitals, they can easily do that through chatbots. If the chatbot can understand, of course, using NLP, their messages, and use all the data it has to give them the right answer to their queries. Also, AI is used in robotic surgeries and in virtual nursing assistants. I will try to go actually very, very fast into the examples in each field. And then afterwards, if you have questions about a certain thing in a certain field, then I can talk about it more. So AI is used also in agriculture, like the use of weather forecasting, soil and crop health monitoring systems, and also analyzing crop health by drones. These two actually use a lot of computer vision, as the drones can capture images of the fields, and all of this data gets processed using AI to tell the farmers about the health of their crops. It is also used in precision farming and predictive analytics. Moving to e-commerce sector, this is actually the field that we use a lot, and we interact with AI in this field without even feeling or knowing it. So the better recommendations. If you use a lot of e-commerce website, you can see sometimes the difference between the recommendations that you get from a website to another. Sometimes we get very accurate and personalized recommendations of products that we want. And why that? Actually, because the system has already learned from similar e-commerce experiences of other people that are like us, and they recommend to us whether based on what the others who are like that have already shopped, or they give us recommendations based on people who like that product. So there's actually various data that the system can use and learn from in order to give us the exact personalized recommendations we are looking for. There are also chatbots in e-commerce, and I'm gonna elaborate more about chatbots in e-commerce, as it's something that we are working on at Bots Factory. We actually want to make it easier for small merchants to use the technology of conversational AI in order to sell more and get more profit and make their businesses bigger. How we do that, I'm going to show you just a quick video demo of the usage of our solution for e-commerce in one of the stores that sells women handbags. I wish, okay, it's playing. I'll just go. I hope you can see the video clearly. Well, I'll just go play it. So here, for a merchant who is selling on a Facebook page, he can portray the products, and then if the users come, whether they comment or they click on send the message to the merchant, they will get automatically an answer from the chatbot to continue their shopping experience and get what they want. So this was actually a simple showcase of a small use case in a chatbot when it comes to e-commerce. As you can see here, we save the merchant the time that he will come and help the user pass the order on Facebook. Why actually we choose Facebook Messenger and Instagram? Because mostly in African countries, North African countries, there are a lot of people who are technologically illiterate. So the fact that they will go and create a store on Shopify or WooCommerce is a little bit not easy for everyone. And also there is the problem of the payment that they will have to make in Shopify to make their store. And plus they have to work on other things like SEO in order to make their shop visible for other people. So mostly what people do here is use Facebook and Instagram. They use the social commerce strategy in order to sell their products. So, but they're not always available to answer all the questions of their potential customers. So as you can see in this one use case, the user can just check the products on the Facebook page and it will send a message or comment. The chatbot can answer him and the user can pass the order easily, and the merchant will get notified with the new order and then proceed to deliver it to the end customer. So in order for the merchant to focus on what matters most, which is his business activity, this is a kind of solution that can help him do that. And it can also do more. Like there are other use cases like the search optimizing. User can only send a message explaining what he exactly wants, and with the usage, of course, of NLP, the chatbot will be able to understand what the user wants and display to him the products that he wants. We use also the recommendations in even inside the chatbot. So a lot of fields of AI that we got together in order to make this solution. You can actually check it online. It's Yakut.ai. It's a new solution that we are building. So yes, I will move to another sector. The sector of financial services. Of course, AI is used in claims automation, fraud detection, credit scoring, financial advisory. It's mostly one of the sectors that uses AI a lot and that benefits from it the most. Now, after talking about this, what is the future of AI? We human beings, actually, we've always been fascinated by new technologies and the technological changes and fiction. So right now we are actually living in a very, very great era, the era of AI and the greatest advancements of technology, of AI and all other technologies. And of course, artificial intelligence especially has emerged to be the next big thing in the field of technology. And organizations across the whole world are coming up with breakthrough innovations in AI and machine learning. So we can know that AI is not only impacting our lives and as in every industry and impacting the life of every human being, but it has also acted as the main driver of emerging technologies like big data, robotics, IoT, and blockchain, like Mr. Hashish has talked about earlier. And I think it will continue to act as a technological innovator for the foreseeable future. And so on, there are immense opportunities in this field, in different businesses, and in different types of careers. So that was it. Thank you so much. And if you have some questions, something to add, you are welcome to do so.
Hi, Khaoula. I have some questions here in the chat for you. We have the first question. It reads, why do you think AI would not overtake the human species, given that they are used in many fields rather than human brains?
Okay, by saying that the AI will not conquer the world, I'm not talking about how AI is gonna be used in everything, in every sector. I'm talking about how AI will never be on top of humans, like controlling us humans, because at the end of the day, we make these AI machines. They're not the ones that make us. So I believe that AI will be able to conquer the world only by being in help to human beings and by making our lives easier and simpler. Hello, Lori. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear my answer. I think my connection was interrupted for a little bit.
Yes. Please give a thumbs up if you did. Yes, we did get a thumbs up. Okay, cool.
Okay.
We have a question here, and it reads, do you think as Africans to reassure users and providers of AI that we always control the bots and vice think about this?
Actually, I will talk about, for example, chatbots. There is something in the process of any chatbot that we need. Actually, not the process, but the laws of making chatbots that says that we have always to tell the user, the human user, that this is a chatbot that is talking to him. So I think there is no need to reassure them that it's actually we are controlling the bot, but just by telling them that this is a chatbot, we have noticed that people are like they are more like themselves and they enjoy talking to the chatbot, and they don't really have a problem with what the bot would tell him, or if the bot's gonna use his data or anything. We have noticed that the human users, I'm always like a human and bot, the users are when they are talking to human beings, that's when they are actually a little bit confused, and they don't know if they're gonna tell you something. They are afraid how you will use their data. But when it's a bot, they are really themselves, and they tell the bot a lot of many different things. Sometimes I'm like, maybe because they don't expect, I don't know how are the expectations of people, but mostly when it's a chatbot, they know it's not a human. They're at ease. So I don't think there will be a necessity for this so far.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All right, that was the last of the questions that we had, and we will be taking a break now. Thank you so much, Khaoula. We will now be taking our 10-minute break, during which you are welcome to join us in the lounges and then in the light have, and of course connect with one another. When we come back from our 10-minute break, which is at 20 past the hour, then we will be going into the next session. So we will all be going on a short break and coming right back in 10 minutes. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Khaoula.
Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you.